I put my booty on a payment plan. That's how you know it was a rash decision.
Brazilian butt lift surgery, better known as a BBL, exploded in popularity thanks to celebrity culture and social media trends promising a dramatic hourglass figure. But behind the viral glow-ups are many women who later say the procedure came with consequences they didn't expect. Painful recoveries, uneven results, health complications, or simply realizing the look wasn't worth the risk. In today's video, we're continuing our series highlighting real reactions from women who say they regret getting BBL surgery. These clips capture raw, emotional moments as they reflect on their experiences and share what they wish they had known before going under the knife. Let's get into the reactions.
Let me tell you about my biggest regret as a young adult. So my biggest regret as a young adult would have to be my BBL. So let's talk about it. I made the rash decision at the good age of 19 to get my body done. I had been seeing a bunch of Instagram models and I already felt like, my body was shaped funny. I had a square build with big boobs and I didn't like it. So I started saving up my money. I didn't have any responsibilities. I only had a car payment and a phone bill. So it didn't take me too long. I put my booty on a payment plan. That's how you know it was a rash decision. The first year that I had it, I was obsessed. Nobody could tell me nothing. I loved it. And guess what happened to me? I got pregnant. So I gained weight. And what they don't tell you is, when you gain weight, you could become a little disproportionate. During and after my pregnancy, my badonk grew and it wouldn't stop. It was laughable. And then after I had my son, obviously still big, it didn't go down. Everything but the booty went down. Rightfully so, I was upset. So I lost 30 pounds. I thought, okay, well, if it looked normal before, I can get it back to where it was if I just lose some weight. No, you now have stomach fat in your hips and booty. So guess what that means? It grows and acts like stomach fat. So I lost 30 pounds. And did it go down drastically? Yes. Does it look better? Yes. But it still looks funky. It is the last thing to go. I might be able to do 5, 10 more pounds, but then I'm risking losing weight in my legs and it's still looking disproportionate. Our bodies are not trends. Do not fall for that trap. Not just a BBL, but anything that alters you. To take a second to research, to rethink, give it 5 months, 6 months, sit on it and think, and if you still really just want to have it, maybe then go for it. Because what a lot of people don't understand is a BBL has got to be maintained because it can go from looking real good to real off with or without a child if you gain weight. So now I will forever be battling with this thing. If I gain weight, if I lose weight, it doesn't matter. So all I can do right now is focus on building my legs to try to get it to match. Don't be like me. And I know you guys are probably wanting to see my panties before anybody says anything, but I have overhang. It used to just kind of be like bumpy, which it was like that before I had surgery, so it didn't bother me, but now that it kind of hangs off, I don't fuck with it. And then, yeah, it's Ant's life, because it don't match. So if you're thinking about seeing me in public and posting me to these BBLs killing y'all, I already know. You don't have to do that. I know it looks bad. I know it does.
I actually regret getting my BBL sometimes. I got a BBL back in 2021 in the middle of the pandemic. And the reason why I say I hate it sometimes is because the way that it's shaped, the way that it's shaped is a little, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, like, the body still be a little T a little bit, but in certain stuff, it's giving real boxy. And I don't know. Like, I guess this is for, like, most people anyways. Like, it ain't even just people with BBLs. Like, if you just have a certain shape, certain things you're just not gonna look good in, you know. And then, like, my expectation, like, I don't know exactly what I expected myself to look like. Like, I wasn't even shaped like what I thought I was gonna look like. Not only that, but like the weight gain, like when you get your body done and you realize that, like, you really you start doing certain things, drinking and eating certain things that you feel like you couldn't have done before because your body already where you need it to be. But it catches up with you, and it catches up with you fast. After a year, like, I was over 200 pounds. No, I'm dragging it. I wasn't 200 pounds. I was probably like 185, but that's close enough to me. I don't know. I feel like I can get more into detail, but those are just some of the reasons.
One would be that when you gain weight drastically where they put fat to. Two would be if you don't take care of yourself and you don't work out, your butt will get so big to where it kind of like goes over your thigh, so it makes you look like a little wisdom tooth, like more hip and then your legs. Three would be that when you get cellulite, it's going to be so hard to lose it. Four would be that if you don't maintain your butt, it will start to sag. Next would be that you have to really stay on top of your faja, because if you don't, everywhere that they've got fat from will start looking kind of warped. I don't know if you guys have seen it, where when girls gain weight, their stomach starts to poke out, but they have like the ab sketching and it still like looks weird. That will happen, you know, where your belly is getting big, but you have like abdomen, like abs on the front. I highly advise anybody that wants to get their body done, especially the young girls, to wait until your woman body comes in. Your woman body doesn't come in until like 26, 27. When you're 21, 22, 23, you're still like at your prime. Enjoy a more petite body, because once you get it done, it is so hard to undo everything. And also, I would say that society's beauty standards always change, and I had my own reasons as to why I did what I did, and I look back now and understand the insignificant reasons as to why I did it. And I wish someone would have told me, just wait.
Hey, y'all, I just wanted to come on here and talk about, I got to find some kind of content. So we're going to talk about me. We're going to get on me because I live in my truth. I don't got no problem with it. I am who I am. I love me. I did it for certain reasons. And later on, we'll get into talking about it. But this is what my content going to be about. I went to Miami. I had a BBL done. That's when they take the fat from out your stomach and put it in your butt. Okay, I always had got it all butt, you know, but I had this SpongeBob back right here. This was a whole complete square. They took these sides out and they put it in my buttocks. So now all the way coming back, because I like donuts, pies, and cookies and shit. And I ain't even tripping. You know, when I did it, it was the fad. I paid like $8,000, but guess what? I'm gaining my weight back. Are you gaining your weight back? Or are you still wearing your faja so you can be smooth and straight? You know what I'm saying? You got to show your real...
This camera, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I got a BBL at 18 years old. And on top of getting a BBL, because the results were amazing, it looked perfect, I just got like a little skinny BBL. But of course I gained weight, didn't take care of it, blew up. I think my largest, I was 215 pounds. I'm now 163 pounds, and I plan to get even leaner because the attention I get from this booty is disgusting. It feels so perverted. It feels so creepy. I just don't like it. And then the attention is just from the wrong type of men. Like, babe, you do not stand a chance. And it's so funny to me how I would say the lowest achieving men just have all the audacity in the world. And it's like, babe, you know that you do not stand a chance. But okay, Yeah, the attention is just disgusting. Like, it feels really nasty and it just feels perverted. So I work on myself really hard to just slim down, but I don't know, the body just keeps getting more and more tea. So I may be doing the opposite of what I think that I'm doing. And
I'll be the first to admit, I got cosmetic surgery to keep a man. So I'm gonna do a quick story time of why I got cosmetic surgery in order to keep my husband. So when I first got married, I thought that I was my husband's type. I thought that he was attracted to me because he said he was. But throughout our marriage, he would always tell me how he was attracted to BBW women, more full-figured, voluptuous women. I was pretty young, so I didn't really realize that he was kind of grooming me to get comfortable with the idea of him talking about other women, which later led to him asking if we wanted to be poly. He would send me a lot of different pictures on Instagram of different Instagram models who had BBLs, who had their butts really big, and he would say things like, "You will look so good like this." Something in my spirit didn't feel well when he used to send me these things, but I wanted to just go along with it, you know, be the cool wife. He would give these backhanded compliments like, "You are my dream woman, you look so good, but imagine if you got this surgery done to your butt." He would say it so often that I began to believe that I needed it. And I would also start looking at these other women's like, okay, this is my husband's type. This is who I'm gonna be with forever. I might as well give him what he wants. I was programmed to believe that because I was married, I had to give him what he wanted. So I convinced myself that I actually wanted the surgery for myself. I started looking in the mirror like, wow, April, yes, you'll look so good if your stomach was much flatter and your butt was wider and if you finally had some hips. The brainwashing was real. I began to become really consumed by the thoughts of getting this surgery in order to please him. So I went ahead and did it. He was happy with the results, but that didn't stop there. My BBL surgery was the worst pain I've ever endured. It was actually worse than all 3 of my labors with my children. He did not care. Even though he waited on me hand and foot and he saw how much pain I was in every day, he proceeded to ask me the very first week of recovery, will I be willing to go through a round 2? Meaning take more fat out and transfer it again before I'm even done healing. And here I am, 1 week in recovery, wondering about getting a second round BBL. Just to keep him happy. There is much more to this story that I can add, so let me know if you want a part 2. But I came on here to say that if your goal is to try to satisfy the male ego, please stop. It's literally impossible. I am not saying that I am against plastic surgery. I'm just simply saying never get it to satisfy the male ego because it is impossible. I've been so hesitant about making this video because obviously it's super vulnerable, but someone needed to hear this. I just want to reassure you that your husband, your soulmate, your divine masculine that God has made for you, he would never ask you to change anything about yourself. If you decide to change anything about your physical appearance, he will support you, yes, but he would never make it seem like it's an absolute necessity. Don't let yourself be persuaded like I did, because if this was my decision, my surgery would have probably came out much better. I would have went to the doctor I actually wanted to. I would have spent more time doing more research. I would have healed properly because I would have got all the massages I was supposed to get. My healing process has not been the best. And I know it's because this was totally out of alignment with who I really am. So I'm not against plastic surgery. There's work that I'll still do, but make sure you're doing it for you.
Get unready with me while I talk about how being gifted a BBL for my 16th birthday ruined my life. Okay, so yes, it was a gift, but no, it was not pushed on me in any way. It was actually something I begged for, but I was 16. So I would say this ruined my life. Just having started my plastic surgery journey at such a young age, I would say I quite literally became addicted. I had 8 procedures by the time I was 21, many of which I regret. I'm talking about it now because I finally have started the journey of reversing my plastic surgery. I'm 22 now, so I did get my BBL years ago. So I would say it was before the whole like BBL wave really took full effect. But again, for me, it was the age that I got my BBL. I don't have anything against BBLs. So I ended up just getting a lot of honestly unnecessary surgeries, and I would say in the end I ended up being more insecure than I was to begin with. So with my most recent body enhancement surgery that I had in 2022, I had major complications. I would go as far as to say I'm borderline disabled. I can't do any of the things I used to be able to do and I enjoy doing. I can't do yoga, I can't do, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things I can't do. Every decision that I make has to have an extra 2 seconds added on to be calculated, and you know what I mean? Like I have to actually calculate my movements to avoid causing further damage and pain. So starting at such a young age with the plastic surgery and seeing like how easy it was to just go make all these alterations to your body, I started to see more and more flaws in myself. And I started to want to correct these flaws. But like at what cost, you know what I mean? I'm physically, mentally worse off than I was prior to these surgeries. At 16, my body was still developing, you know what I mean? Like it was nowhere near its full, you know, I was still developing. I'm 16 years old. I feel like that clinic in Miami should have never, ever, ever allowed that to be a thing, as well as many other people. I highly, highly regret it. I don't recommend plastic surgery to anyone. I plan on speaking out more about it, but for tonight, I am going to go get in bed and bed rot.
Those were some of the reactions from women reflecting on their experiences with BBL surgery. While some people are happy with their results, others say the risks, recovery, and long-term effects made them rethink the decision entirely. It's a reminder that every major cosmetic procedure comes with real consequences that deserve serious consideration. What do you think? Are BBL surgeries worth the risk, or do you think the trend has gone too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video interesting, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more reaction compilations and trending discussions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.
You are going to regret what you did. You are going to regret what you did. You are going to... It's been a year now, and I've not regret anything. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly okay. I did not regret anything. Oh my God, let me celebrate. We go pop champagne. Pop, 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 champagne.